You're listening to The Mentality Show, only on LA Talk Radio.
What's up, everybody? We are back in business, boys. Back in business.
Back in business.
That's
back
right.
That,
you know what that means? That means it's Wednesday, 6 o'clock p.m., August 7th, 2019. We are back. Our show is back better than ever. We are your number one LA radio talk show here at LA Radio Talk.
LA Talk Radio.
LA Radio Talk, LA Talk Radio, whatever. So
fucking it up. Fucking it up.
Hey, we're bigger than this place now. We can fuck it up, you know. So.
You hear that, Sammy?
Sammy just
said
that. So we're back in business. All right. So did you know that whipping your child could possibly make them more apt to commit crimes? Did you guys know that?
You're fucking up. Yes.
Did you gentlemen know that?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, your child could possibly be a serial killer if you whip his ass.
I thought you just beat him into submission.
That's how they end up becoming the next Ted Bundy.
That's why I'm here at the Mentality Show, because I got my ass whooped when I was a little kid.
Ass whoopings only made me respect people. Like my dad.
That ass whooping I gave you today made you a better man too. Right?
You never
whip that ass, baby. I whip that ass, man. So today's topic: these damn kids. That's what we're going to talk about. Is corporal punishment a good or bad thing? We're going to talk about that. We're going to give our opinion on that. But as I said, live from the Los Angeles airways of LA Talk Radio.
There you go.
Facebook Live.
Get it right.
iHeartRadio, Google Play. It is Wednesday, 6 p.m. This is The Mentality Show. Your number, our number is on the bottom of the screen, 818-570-5085. That's the number. Give us a call if you want to chime in on some things. You got some things you want to say. We're here to help, okay? So now, if you're new to The Mentality Show or if you've never seen this show before, we must warn you that the views and opinions expressed on this show, some listeners and viewers may find offensive. Viewer discretion. We don't give a fuck. So let's get into it, gentlemen. Let's get into the intros. All right. So I'm your host, Delano, the man with the plan, the air traffic controller of the show. I control all these people here, make sure they don't fuck up or talk too much or talk too little. That's what I do. That's my job. If you care, then my name is Delano. So got my man Scully. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? Good
How you feel, man?
Good to see you guys. Got a good-looking guest here.
Yes, we do. We're going to definitely introduce her in a second. People are wondering, who is that hot? Trust me, we're going to get into it. I know she's ready to talk. We got you. So let's do our intro. Scully, you feel good, though?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I mean, it was rough getting out here, but it usually is. I mean, from Ontario to Sherman Oaks.
Fucking drive.
Just let all these stalkers.
Assholes and elbows, man. It's hard to escape it. Prius drivers were in full fucking form today.
So if you're a stalker and you want to know where Scully lives, he just told you right there. Ontario, California.
I don't live there, but if you're looking for me, come and find me.
If you're a Prius driver, your car should explode.
Let's give my man, speaking of Prius haters over here, that's my man Tech C talking. How you feel, buddy?
Feel good, man.
This dude hates Prius drivers. We went out to the Comedy Store last week. We're in the back of the car. This dude, he saw any Prius driver, he would roll the window down. I'm the driver, and he would go, "Hey, man, fuck you doing in that Prius?" He would just, am I lying? My intern David is agreeing with me over here. He don't want to get in trouble, but true. This dude was just cussing out. I'm like, dude, I'm the driver. They're going to come after me, man. They're going to fuck my shit up, man.
That's fucking awesome. See, I expect nothing less.
He was not scared at all. And then the Prius driver, oh, man, it's all love, brother. It's all love, hippie driver Prius. So,
hippie driver.
Congratulations.
Did you get some weed from him?
No.
Probably.
They didn't want to share.
So he cussed out a few Prius folks. You feel good about yourself now?
I feel like I was bullying them.
That's what you were doing, man. You scared me, man. After he has his beers and farts and burps, this dude is crazy, man. So Vato V, my man, Vato HIV, it's Vato V.
This motherfucker.
Did I mess up?
Been fucking up the whole show.
What's up, Vato? HIV?
Chilling.
You good? You feel good, man? Did you get tested? Did you get tested, man?
I did.
All right, okay. Vato V. He got tested. He's Vato V.
No H's here. No H's here. We'll let our guests know what
he takes that drug, that new drug that you take before, so you don't get AIDS.
That Magic Johnson.
So that would be Vato negative HIV.
There you go.
I like. Did you say negative? Did I hear negative? Just erase this on the show. You're a white guy. You can't say. You got to be careful with certain words as a white guy, Scully. Man.
I have to be able to say it right before I'll actually say it.
That's right.
Once you've approved the way I say it, then we'll talk.
Just when we go out to a restaurant and eat, do not order vinegar with anything. If I hear the word vinegar, you're racist, man. So, all right, let's get into it. So, if you're wondering who this beautiful woman is here to my left, for all our radio audience out there, she is so beautiful, even you can sense how beautiful she is. Okay? Please welcome to the show. She's a DJ for Golden Boy Promotions. She's originally from New York, performs all over the nation from Madison Square Gardens, Puerto Rico, Miami, Chicago, LA, Lollapalooza. She's done DJ in the Heavens. She works for the world famous, probably one of the he's like Hall of Fame boxer, Mr. Oliver. Oh man, what is going on with me? I need some water. Oscar De La Hoya. What the hey?
Wow.
I usually don't fuck up like she's so beautiful. I'm fucking up.
Yeah, I think you're
What's
shaking
up,
his nerves
fellas?
over
Your
there.
nerves are shaking.
I need some water.
Your
man.
nerves. Take a
Hold
deep
on.
breath.
I mean, okay.
You need a shot.
You need a Xanax, bro?
I don't know what's going on. Oscar De La Hoya. There we go.
There you go.
So please welcome to the show the beautiful Miss Susie De Los Santos in the house.
Hey.
Yes.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you for having me.
what's up.
Appreciate it.
So good to have you
Thank
here.
you.
You are a very special guest today.
Oh, it's so sweet. I appreciate that. Thank you for inviting me. I was looking forward to this.
Have you seen the
Yes.
show before, the Mentality Show?
I actually did a little research.
Ah.
I had my manager do some research.
There you
So
go.
I enjoy it. I'm the only girl of 7, so I grew up with guys.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
All right, perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
As soon as you walked through the door and we started talking, I said, okay, she's going to be cool. She knows what's up. She's going to be a great guest on the show today. So there's so many questions we have for you, so many things we want to know. The floor is yours for about 20 minutes or so. Then we're going to get into our topic. But so you've worked for Oscar De La Hoya. He's your boss.
Yes.
DJ. You're the DJ for Golden Boy Promotions. Tell us a little bit about that, what you do, and the type of work and the type of people you work with.
Yes, that is correct. I DJ for Golden Boy Promotions. I love boxing, so I think that, having that opportunity to work for the top boxing company, I think, in the world is huge because they have the biggest boxer out there, Canelo.
Yes, they do.
Oh,
Can you
yes.
tell I'm a Canelo fan?
Yes.
There you go.
Everybody is.
So yeah, I met Oscar about, I want to say almost 2 years ago, and he booked me for a private event for New Year's and invited me and a few friends out to Cabo.
Oh, nice.
So I was able to DJ on his private jet and little house
Nice.
party.
Nice.
Brought the DJ equipment on the yacht, so it was pretty fun.
Hell yeah.
And I guess he really liked me, and they started doing these Facebook fights.
Yeah.
On Facebook Live, and I became their official DJ.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the rest is history. The rest is history. I do all the big Canelo fights.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of disappointed we're not gonna DJ this upcoming
Fight.
September fight, which he always does every year.
Why not? Why not?
You know what? I just got off tour. I've been gone for 10 days, so I just realized that there's like this big commotion with Golden Boy and Canelo, and he got stripped of one of his belts. So I'm
wow.
not too sure
Yeah,
what's
he did.
going on exactly. So I can't quote anyone at this point, but yeah, we were looking forward to that September fight. But
Wow.
hopefully we'll do something. I don't know. The night he normally fights September and December. He fights
Yeah.
3
Right.
times a year: September, December, and in May for.
Right.
I know
Cinco
you
de
can't.
Mayo.
I know you can't really comment on it, but I understand. From what I understand, there was a situation with Canelo. There was a drug test that went wrong, and they found something in his system that wasn't supposed to be there. So one of his fights was canceled with. I forget his name, but they ended up fighting a little bit later on. So
Are you talking about Triple G?
Triple G, yes, Triple G,
yes.
yes.
Yes, that's right.
So-
That happened last year.
Last year, so
Yes.
nothing's going on with Canelo now, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay,
I just think
okay,
they didn't find the right opponent for him this time around.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
So they
gotcha.
decided to sit this one out. I
Gotcha.
think that's what happened.
Okay.
So I'm really not too sure what's going on, but once I get the scoop, I will let you guys know.
Yeah, let us know. Come on the show. We'll talk about it. Now, I have to ask you about Mayweather. Have you ever met this guy?
I have never met
You haven't met Mayweather?
no, but I respect him very much as a boxer.
The guy's
Very
never
much.
lost.
Can't hate on the man.
Can't hate on
him.
the man. 50. What is he? 50
50 and 0,
0?
yeah,
50
yeah.
and 0. One.
Yeah,
I believe
retired,
he was the first boxer.
undefeated. Yeah, and he fought that guy, and I think it was in Japan or China recently. He fought like a kickboxer.
Oh,
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. He beat him.
beat him
up.
too?
Yeah,
Wow.
yes.
Dude,
yes,
do
yes.
not fuck with Mayweather.
It was an
man.
exhibition fight, so it didn't count towards his record.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, he still got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with Mayweather.
Sometimes you got to beat a fool.
Money Mayweather. Sometimes you got to be the fool, man. So your relationship with Oscar is pretty cool. He's you've been working with him for 2 years, and is he someone? Tell us a little bit about Oscar, his personality. I understand he had a really close relationship with his father, or troubled relationship with his father, which most people say made him the boxer that he ended up being.
Yes.
He always wanted to get his father's approval, that type of thing. And now look, he's one of the most successful people with Golden Boy Promotions. You're right. This is the biggest
It is.
brand when it comes to boxing.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. I mean, I have the utmost respect for Oscar.
Me too.
And I think that he's a little misunderstood But I mean, I think with most celebrities, that's the case.
Right.
Yes.
I don't like judging anyone, especially, you know, if I haven't met the person.
Right.
I can only speak of my personal experience and relationship with Oscar. And I must say, he's such a good guy. He's such a good guy.
Yeah.
Really, my respects for him. Very smart businessman as well. So, you know, the fact that he believed in me, you know, I just have the utmost respect and loyalty towards my boss.
That's awesome.
So, go Oscar.
That's cool. So let's talk about you a little bit. How did you get into DJing? I mean, was this something you've always wanted to do ever since you were a kid?
No.
How did you get
So
into it?
originally, my plan was to play professional basketball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm the only girl of 7, so I grew up with guys, and sports was
Wow.
my main thing growing up, and I was actually really good. I was really good.
Wow. You look
And
very athletic. How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
That's,
wow.
that's
Yes.
a good height. That's
yes,
a good height.
yes,
Tall.
yes.
Yeah.
And I always played point guard growing up because my handles were sick.
Yeah.
I was good.
Oh, that's
Let me
what's
tell
up.
you, I was good. And I eventually moved to North Carolina because my dream was to play collegiate basketball, and I was a huge Duke fan.
Wow.
So my family always supported my dreams.
Right.
But my hoop dream shattered when I was in high school, and I got an injury, so never got a collegiate scholarship.
Damn.
But I traded in my Nikes for a pair of heels. I started modeling,
Yeah,
and
nice.
the rest is history. I did a reality show, and off of that exposure from that reality show that I did a few years ago, I developed my own businesses. I developed a beauty pageant, a cab company. This was before Uber and Lyft.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I was a major entrepreneur, and this all happened in my early 20s. And I was also a club promoter.
Okay.
So I would book DJs from out of town. This was all in North Carolina. I would book DJs from out of town, from New York, from Miami, to come play at my venues in North Carolina. So my job was to supervise the DJs. And my company, my mother was my partner and my brother.
Yeah.
So my mother would charge at the door, and my brother would accommodate the VIPs. And my job was to supervise the DJs. So that's kind of how I got involved. And everyone always told me, Susie, you should DJ. Why don't you get into that?
Yeah.
But I always looked at it as, I'm the boss. This is my party. My job is to hire DJs, not to become a DJ.
Yeah.
But times got rough, and we ended up losing a lot of money through our businesses. And my mother was like, you know what, Susie, I think it's time for you to step up, buy your DJ equipment. We can't afford these out-of-state DJs anymore, so why don't you just give it a shot? So that's exactly what I did. And I did a photo shoot with my headphones on, and I made an announcement that I was going to debut as a DJ, and people knew me from the reality show. So I started getting calls from all over the country. Hey, so you're a DJ now? How much do you charge for a set?
Wow.
So it was like, I could turn this into a career.
Right.
Business.
And then I realized that it was my calling. Like, I love DJing. I love everything about DJing, and it's been a struggle because as a woman, it's hard to turn the non-believers in your favor, So especially with these male DJs, they don't, a lot of them, I think now I'm starting to make a name for myself, so the respect is there, but especially early on, the guys were not having it. They're like, this girl's only getting
They don't
booked
take you
because she shows her
serious.
titties and ass,
Exactly.
and sex sells. But I'm a businesswoman, so I know that's what's gonna get my foot in the door.
And as you should.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what's up.
Fuck the haters.
No, you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
For sure, 100%.
I don't know much about DJing. When someone asked me from across the hall, I told him you run the show, he wanted me to ask you if you spin vinyl.
Yeah, so
something like that.
turntables.
Turntables.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
you're a true.
So I do I have turntables at home. I have a little studio in my house, in my apartment. I have turntables. I have CDJs, controllers. My preference is to play on a controller because whenever I travel, sometimes the house equipment's not the best.
Yeah.
So the controller's like the go-to setup. I get paid to perform and execute my gigs, not to stress myself out over an old ass mixer that that doesn't work.
Right.
So I have a writer every time I travel, and I request the setup that I like. But yeah, for sure, I know how to DJ on turntables, CDJs, all that good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
I'm,
so
a-
I
I'm,
gotta-
a, I'm not a fraud.
So, did
DJ, that's a real deal.
so you're saying you're way beyond the old
The
two
new.
turntables and a microphone?
You know what? I just
Turntable and a microphone.
I think nowadays, we live in the digital era.
Yes, you do.
So I mean, to play in a club with turntables, to me, it makes my job a little more difficult because sometimes the needle jumps if the house has like a real strong bass.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not going to stress myself out playing on turntables when I could play on CDJs, for example.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And my job is, I'm a performer. That's what I do. So I get on the mic, I talk shit, I hype everyone up. I have to mix and blend. I do everything live. I've never set a pre-recorded playlist to let, I don't let my music rock for me. I literally rock out. I'd rather fuck up live than to ever
Have a
do it, the fake way.
Yeah,
I guess.
Right.
That's cool because you have to feel your audience out. You know, you can feel what they
100%.
like, and okay, they like this style, so let me play a little bit more of this.
Yes.
And if you do a pre-planned list, you can't really figure that out.
No, you can. And if someone has a specific request for a song, you know, it's hard to blend it in if you have a pre-recorded playlist. So the thing is, when I would hire DJs, a lot of the DJs that I would hire would do that. They would play their pre-recorded mixes.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they just weren't DJing live. And I always told myself, if I ever learned how to DJ, I would learn the correct way. And I learned the science. I learned how to mix and blend because I never wanted to be a phony DJ.
It's a science because you got beats.
It's a science. It's a science. I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Don't let the heels fool you.
Man, shoot, nerds look like this now. Then, yeah. I need to go back to school, man. So that's okay. So who's your favorite DJ out there right now? Like, do you have DJ Khaled? You have, other DJs like that. Is there someone that you looked up to that you kind of maybe wanted to
be?
Not wanted to be, but maybe
simulate.
even beat them. You know, like or their style simulated yours type thing. You know. Mm-hmm.
No, honestly, I
have
play
your own style.
Yes, I have. I feel like I'm in my own lane because I play Latin music and that's my forte. I'm an open format DJ. I play hip hop. I play EDM. But I also play the reggaeton and the Latin music's super big right now. Reggaeton is the move. It's the wave right now.
It is. Yeah.
So you don't see a lot of female DJs playing Latin music. You'll see female DJs playing EDM, hip hop, but Latin music, it's hard to find a female DJ that plays Latin music. Right. So I think that I'm in my own lane. Yeah. When it comes to DJs that I look up to and respect, I mean, I always have to shout out DJ AM. I had the utmost respect for him because he was one of the pioneers in the game when it came to playing at all those celebrity parties, and he was one of those first DJs that made those big bucks in Vegas.
Right.
So he kind of paved the way for all those other big time DJs. He made being a DJ cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's nice.
So I really respected his story and was inspired by him.
I'm telling you, beautiful woman, breaking your way into the game, the whole DJ game, a male-dominated field.
100%.
And now you're starting to blow up and do your thing here. So that's why we're happy to have you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Special guest.
Yeah.
Man, so happy to have you. So we're going to, go ahead.
With that, actually, the big question I have from when you first started talking is now you're in.
Yes.
So you're not having to deal with the male-dominated industry anymore. Now you're in there, or you're looking down on plenty of people now. so how does that make you feel? And how
that sounds fucked up.
It kind of does. I mean, I just keep things real, but I mean, now you're in a position where it doesn't sound like you have to deal with that anymore. So how do you treat others?
You know the thing is, I still get a lot of hate.
Yeah,
I get a lot of hate. I got a lot of hate. Serato posted my picture. Serato's the program that most DJs use. Mm-hmm. So their IG page put my picture when I DJ'd in Madison Square Garden. Mm-hmm. And, I had all these guys, no females. They were all guys just hating on me. Talking so much shit about me. Yeah, she only gets booked because she's showing her tits. And she has all these bikini shots on her page.
Yeah.
And
that's why Tech C gets a lot of work. His tits.
So you're still dealing with it. Yeah. You're still dealing with it.
Yeah, I'm still. 100%. I'm still dealing with it, but it doesn't affect me. It motivates me.
That's what's up.
It fuels me. It really does. I love when people talk shit about me. I love it.
Me too.
I love it.
Fuck them.
That's all
fuck them. Yeah, there you go.
Fuck all you haters.
If you have haters, that means you're doing something right.
That's what's up.
There you go.
You have successful people. That's what they do. They use that as fuel and motivation to become even bigger.
Yeah.
Here on this show, ever since we started this show, certain things, certain people have noticed.
Everybody hates on him,
and I haven't used the fame and popularity as I don't look down on people, and I expect my bodyguards to do the same.
Yes, for sure, definitely.
So yeah.
But what the thing is, why would you hate on me when I could potentially put you on?
Exactly.
Why would you do that? Like, if you see that I'm doing my thing, right? Wouldn't you want to be my friend?
Of course.
To see what it is. What the fuck is she doing?
Right.
Why is she so successful?
Right.
Let's look at her marketing strategy when it comes to promoting herself.
Don't think that way.
They don't. Especially these old heads that still DJ. And it's not to shit on my colleagues because I have the utmost respect for my colleagues that have been in the game for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
But don't hate on me because I learned how to DJ in the digital era.
Yeah.
And it's we're talking about social media days where
Pick up your game. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's just, you know, I am at an advantage because I'm a female, and I'm extremely
Well, at first that was your
blessed.
disadvantage. At first that was your disadvantage that you turned into an advantage.
100%.
And now you got the haters. You know?
That's right. That's
See,
He's
right.
gonna have haters.
There's a piece of, I don't know how competitive it is in the DJ world,
Yeah.
but is there like a piece of pie for everyone as long as you just kind of work together, or is it that competitive?
No, it is. It is very competitive.
Yeah.
It's very hard in LA because I feel like DJs out here sell themselves short.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of promoters don't pay the good DJs what they deserve,
Yeah.
because you have other DJs that are willing to work for nothing,
Yeah.
just
Oh, that's
just
with a lot
just
of
to get the
different industries,
opportunity.
Yeah, just to have the opportunity.
Yeah,
Wow.
but you know, it is what it is. We've learned to adapt to, you know, every market. Every market's different. I've DJed all over the country, DJed in 5 different countries also. So I'm pretty much international at this point.
Well, I got to say, your energy, everything about you comes across very positive.
Professional.
I can tell
Thank
very
you.
professional.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I can tell.
Well, I just met you guys.
There you
That's
go.
why. I'm gonna let loose in a little bit.
Wait until after the show, huh?
Question for
There you
you:
go.
when you're up on this stage
Yes.
and you're looking in the crowd, what is it that motivates you? What is it that says, "Fuck yeah, this is badass"? Like,
You know what the thing is, this just happened to me in Puerto Rico. I got booked in Puerto Rico. It was my first time DJing in Puerto Rico, and they put me on the flyer along with other DJs. And when I got to the club, I got there like an hour before because I wanted to see what the other DJ was playing, so I could kind of prepare myself for my set. So I'm just chilling, drinking, you know, and I think at that point people thought that I was there just hosting the night.
wow.
So when I got on stage and I grabbed the mic and I'm like, ¿Dónde están las mujeres solteras? Like I started talking so much shit on the mic.
What is that you just said? What is it?
Where my single ladies at?
That sounded good the way you say that, man.
Yes.
V, say that.
You want me to say that?
Say that,
¿Dónde
say
están mis mujeres bonitas?
Oh, that sounds so much better when you say it. I'm sorry. It sounds so much better when you say it.
Yeah,
you say
thank
that?
you, appreciate
You
it.
need to learn how to say that.
That's all hieroglyphics to me, man. I'm sorry. I do need to learn how to speak Spanish.
You
I need
do,
to learn
fucker?
that shit. Yeah.
Yes.
It's very sexy language.
Yeah, it is for sure. So the
Wow.
fact that I'm bilingual and I'm able to, you know, go back and forth on the mic in English
that's
and
what's up.
Spanish.
Yeah.
English.
Yeah, I mean, we
And
did.
you're clear. It's not Spanglish. Like this
Yes.
guy, I don't understand some of the shit he's saying. Yours is very clear and concise, you know.
Porque
Thank
siempre
you.
lo manda a la chingada por eso. That's why.
Oh, sí?
Siempre.
Ah.
Hey, y'all speaking Mexican? So we got to get into our topic here, but thank you so much for being
awesome.
here, and you're still going to stay with us, right?
Yeah,
You're going to
for
stay with
sure.
us regarding this topic.
Yes.
So
Yes,
we're going to
yes,
get
yes.
into it. We're going to find out a little bit more about Susie later here. So let's go ahead and get into the topic here now. We, as I mentioned earlier, the number is 818-570-5085. You want to talk to us? You want to talk to Susie? You have any questions? Anything you want to say? This is a safe haven. This is
Ask away.
We're just ask away. That's what we're here for. So we're going to talk about a lot of things. We talk about so many things on this show. Okay, so many things. I mean, we talk about from today's topic on if you should whoop your kids, yes or no, to everyone wondering if Tech C is going to fart again on this week's show. People are asking about that. We're going to talk about it. What else are we going to talk about, Scully?
We're going to talk about the California sun, traffic, and all the talk about guns to Delano's quest to get his face in between your buns.
Yep. Did you feel that energy there,
I
Susie?
did. I love it.
When
I
you were
love it.
talking, you know, I was trying to hold myself back.
I
so.
may just retire from DJing and just join your cast. Is that okay?
Absolutely. As long
I'm
as
looking for a day job.
As long as we can talk about the buns thing, you know,
Oh,
we have some
100%,
business.
yeah.
Scully, what are we going? Tech C, what else we going to talk
Scully,
about,
what are we
buddy?
talking about?
My bad.
Fucking it up.
Tech C, what are we
From
going to
mass
talk about?
shootings to Delano shits polluting.
Did you come up with okay? It rhymed. It rhymed.
It rhymed.
As long as it rhymed. Vato V, what are we going to talk about, my man?
From great guests and Emmy Award winners and beautiful DJs to Delano's So Metro, he wears booty shorts for PJs.
They got this
does.
thing, they call me Metro because I'm the most clean-cut, handsome guy in the show. So it's haters. You understand, haters, you know,
get
it
that,
happens
yeah,
and whatnot.
yeah.
So, you know, these guys have, you know, man boobs and, you know, and wrinkled up and
And what,
you know,
motherfucker,
and,
what?
Spanglish speaking, you know, nobody understands them, to, you know, the well-spoken, handsome guy. But I'm fucking up today.
He's manly,
up.
but he's girly. That's why he's Metro.
I'm glad you
gets
said
pedicures.
wrinkled up for me instead of like pasty, white, lily white ass, redhead, ginger. Like there
I was
all-
going to go with ginger. But we've used that one. Okay.
Don't make the ginger snap, bro.
I know. So, this guy's so white, he's red, man. That's how white he is. Man. So let's get into it. So, okay, as I mentioned earlier today, we're going to talk. Man, my seat keeps shrinking here. Okay, so we talked about corporal punishment. I kind of hinted that that's our topic today. So let me get into the statistics here. The American Association of Pediatrics recommends that parents, schools, and caregivers refrain from using any type of physical punishment with their children. They report that corporal punishment is ineffective over the long term and actually later down the line leads to negative outcomes. They say that corporal punishment may lead to short-term compliance, but studies consistently show whipping, spanking, pinching, or any type of physical punishment on your child can worsen the problems over time. It increases aggressive behavior towards others and things like that. So my question to you, my panel here, there's a lot of people who agree with corporal punishment. As a matter of fact, the statistics, 82% of parents privately agree that you should whip your kid's ass. Okay?
You should.
So let me ask you this, gentlemen and ladies. How do you feel about this? We all have children. I don't know if you have children.
No, I do not, no.
You do not have children. Okay, but I'm sure you have nieces and nephews. And
I do, yes,
or children.
of course.
I'm sure you've seen children. You just want to whoop their ass, probably in public. You know.
Actually, no. I am so against it. Actually. Yes,
okay.
I am.
We have an againster here.
And I watch Forensic Files daily.
Me
so
too. That's one of my favorite shows.
Really? Yeah. So
You see the moment we're having a moment.
I think so. We're having it. I love this chemistry.
It
What's
is
going on
happening,
here?
Man. What is up, man? What is up? I'm gonna have to. Your manager over here. We're gonna have to talk. Maybe you can hook this thing up.
He almost came off a stool with that.
Nah, he's a cool guy. I like her manager. So, okay, you were saying I interrupted you. So, for Forensics Files,
Yeah, so I'm huge on like serial killer statistics and you know when it comes to all those crazy people that just kill for no reason, or they're addicted to porn. That's a huge thing.
Yes.
That's a huge statistic amongst serial killers.
Yes, and I had my ass whooped too.
Yeah.
Addicted to porn, and I was beat as a child.
And that was it. And he just beat it.
But you know what, Susie, you brought up a good point. The number one thing all of those people, serial killers, have in common besides the porn thing is they were abused as children.
Yeah. Yes.
They were abused in some kind of way, either physically, mentally, or emotionally.
Yes.
Most likely physically. So I totally agree with you on the fact that corporal punishment is bad up to a point.
Okay.
I think, like I've said it on a few times on the show here, whoop your kid's ass, whoop your kid's ass. There's a difference between spanking and whipping your kid.
That's true.
There's a fine line between that and abuse.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, like, you should never hit your kid with a closed fist.
Never.
Maybe
no, hell no.
Open hand,
Open hand slap.
Right?
Yeah.
How it's
You shouldn't
done.
slap his face. You shouldn't hit him. Maybe his bottom or her bottom. You believe in slapping the kid in the face?
No, I'm in the bottom.
In the bottom, right?
But-
Exactly.
But
Man,
you sit there and talk to him and tell him why you did it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You cannot just
Explain
whip their ass.
why you just got in trouble and why I had to do this.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's
But see,
all in
this-
how it's done. Yeah.
There's a lot of parents that go out there and they have a bad day at work. They have, they're stressed out at work. They're doing something stupid at work or whatever they're doing, and they come home and they beat their kid just because they're having a bad day.
Well,
Exactly.
They take it out on
Yeah,
their
take it on their kids.
Exactly.
That's I don't agree with that. That's
Or,
that's
I mean,
child
there could be
abuse.
many reasons. They could be alcoholics, or
Yeah.
I mean,
There's lots
of reasons why people lash out onto their children.
Or they were abused themselves.
Yeah.
So they put it on their kids.
It could just be frequency because just like anything else, they'll get used to it. You take a pill every day to make yourself feel good. You're going to need a pill and a half, and then you're going to need 2 pills. So if you're
The abuse escalates.
Yeah, it pretty much has to, because you're going to get to a point where if it's happening too often, they're going to get used to it. So it's going to have to
Yeah,
escalate.
that's true.
And then it's going to, before you know it, is going to cross that line. And I think that's where those statistics come from.
You made a very good point, Scully. As a matter of fact, one of the points in here is they say, because I do my research. We don't just talk shit on this show. We do our research.
We talk shit.
I want to know that when
We do that too. We don't just talk.
I want to know when I beat someone, it's going to have that effect.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them the mentality show says that.
Don't do that. Don't do what we say. This is all for entertainment, folks.
These are our statistics.
There's some jokes in there, but let's leave it up to the listeners to figure out which one.
Yes, hopefully people are smart enough. We don't want to get sued here. But they say, I have a few pointers here on what the negative consequences of whooping your child.
The cons.
The cons, exactly. It increases aggressive behavior towards others. That's one. It's more, that child is more likely to hit other people, maybe become a bully and that type of thing.
Yeah.
in each one of these I say, if you guys want to comment and stop me, please say something.
Let me comment on that one.
Yeah,
The one
go
that says
ahead.
they're more likely to hit people. I've seen that before, but that's a learned behavior, because there's a lot of parents out there that they saying, oh, that's cute that he's hitting somebody. No, man, stop that fucking behavior right then and there. I'm telling you, it's not good to hit. Some of these parents are
cute. Some people
say
think it's cute when a kid hits another kid.
Yeah, like defend yourself. I get that. But what I'm saying, there's parents out there that they let their kids hit them, like punch them.
Whoa.
You seen that before?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. That's
I've
No.
never seen that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
There's a
They
lot
let
of
their
fucked
kids-
up people out there, and it's
Yes.
that's total ignorance. Those people, I would put a fucking. They just need to be put down. Time
Yeah.
to fence supposed to be done with them. Yeah, they're just teaching the wrong shit. We don't need it.
You know, as an adult, and I see this now, I remember my mom probably hit me twice in my life, and I remember both times. And when I mean, it doesn't bring any good memories,
Right.
even though she didn't hit me much, but those 2 times, there's like, fuck, my mom hit me, and I remember those 2 times. Imagine getting beat on a daily basis.
yeah.
No, it's traumatizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So of course, it definitely influences you as a person.
Absolutely.
And how you socialize with others. So I'm totally against it.
Yeah. Let me ask you this,
100%.
Susie,
There are other ways to raise your kids and to what is it called when you discipline them?
Yeah.
There are other ways to discipline. You don't not necessarily need to hit them
Yeah.
to show them a lesson or to teach them something. I think that's just like the easy way out. It's just hitting your kids.
Absolutely. And we're going to go into some of those alternative methods
Yes.
you can use as far as your children. We like I said, we like to educate people here. Let me ask you this. You said your mom hit you twice.
Yes.
Without telling us why she hit you or whatever, do you feel if she did not do that, you would have turned out to be a different person in life? If she didn't hit you those 2 times that you needed to be hit?
Well, I'm going to take my glasses off for this one.
Okay.
Because it's a serious matter, actually, especially with the shootings that happened recently.
Yeah.
I really feel that, had my mother put her hands on me more frequently as a child, it would have definitely affected me in a negative way.
Yeah.
I was very sensitive growing up.
Yeah.
So if a teacher yelled at me, or if my brothers got mad at me, or if my mother hit me, or did anything, it was just, I would remember that, and it was everyone's different. Everyone's different.
Right. Absolutely.
Everyone tolerates violence and abuse and pain in different ways.
Right.
So my older brother got hit more than any of the other kids in our family.
Boys usually need their asses whooped.
Yeah, and he was a bad kid.
I was one of
He
them.
was a bad kid. And the thing is, I can't really blame my mother, because she was a single mother. My dad was never around to help. So, she worked 2 jobs just to take care of us. And my brother was a fucking bad kid, like he was a badass kid.
Yeah.
So, we're Latinos, you take the chancla and you smack your kid with the chancla.
I agree.
And that's just the way my mother was raised.
Yeah.
But it definitely affected my brother. I feel like when it came to when it came down to his upbringing and when he socialized with other kids, my brother would beat up
Yeah.
his
aggressive.
his
Yeah, yeah.
schoolmates.
Aggressive, yeah.
He got suspended from school a bunch of times. He never graduated. And he's just, not to say that was the reason, but I'm pretty sure it definitely affected him.
Absolutely. And you brought up 2 good points. One, it depends on who you are.
Yes.
As far as what you go through, and some people need to have that corporal punishment occur in their lives in order for them to turn a certain way.
Right.
Some people, it could be a little bit too much where they may end up going on the other side. Personally, myself, I went through all kinds of abuse. Didn't know my father. I've told this story before, mentally, physically, sexually, all that stuff abused. But I turned out to be an okay person, I think. Maybe I could have been a better person. I don't know. Maybe I could have been the president of the United States if I didn't get my ass whooped.
I always say this
I don't
about
know.
you, that when people ask about you, I'm like, hey, for knowing how this guy grew up, like,
Yeah.
I respect the fact that he became the man that he is, because for having like a background that he has, and I know him pretty well. I've known Chet for a long time, and to have that kind of background, like most people would have turned out a lot different.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
And
Serial killers
and they
stuff
turn
like
that energy to a negative energy, and they
Of course.
and they hurt other people. And like
Yeah.
this guy is not like that. This guy's like a big teddy bear. That's why he's the Metro. But
Can I borrow your glasses?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
yes,
going to cry
of
now.
but
I don't want people to see this.
he managed to conquer that
glasses.
and
Thank
to
you.
not be that person.
Yeah, of course.
It's totally different.
So he's that's why I respect this guy for that, because
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
Ted.
I agree.
It's not easy.
I can't talk shit about Tech for the rest of the show now.
That's it. You
Now
can't.
you
on the
Yeah.
other hand, I grew up. My parents are still together, but my dad, whooped me when I was bad, and I was
Yeah.
a bad. I was a bad kid. I did some
Yeah,
fucked
yeah,
up
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
And my dad kicked my ass. Yeah, I had a paddle with my name on it.
Yeah.
And I had holes in it, and I'd get whooped like fucking hard.
Yeah.
And then to the point where I was a teenager, me and my dad would, we threw some blows, like.
Yeah.
Tech C's a badass. I've been, being this guy, I've been in situations where we've almost got into a few fights. I've had to hold this guy back a few times. And it tells me that if he didn't have that discipline in his life, he would probably be, you'd probably be in prison somewhere, man.
It's just that I'm like, I live with respect,
Yeah.
You respect me, I respect you back, and back and forth.
Key is they respect you, right? Because they don't get it right. They
Because I
have to
did
earn
nothing
it.
to you to disrespect me. So if I walk into a room and you disrespect me, motherfucker, then you
That's
fucked
different,
up.
of course.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect me for no fucking reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's how I live my.
When is your birthday?
January 21st. I'm Aquarius.
My brother's birthday. Okay.
Aquariuses are fucked up people. Huh?
Hey, 20. I am the 22nd.
As I said, Aquariuses are fucked up people. No, Take. Let me ask you this: if you didn't have your father, I've met your father. He's a strong guy, big guy, chulo type guy. If you didn't have him in your life to, basically offer that corporal punishment and turn you into the person you are today, how do you think you would have turned out as an adult?
I don't know, man. I would have probably crazy.
Yeah, because think about your mom. She would have been a single mom.
Got in with the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Did some stupid shit.
See, that's what I was saying, Susie. You brought that up. That was the other point you brought up. Not having a father in your life.
Yes.
Your brothers not having a father in their lives. Single mother. That right there is kind of hits on the issue. You have so many single mothers today.
Yeah.
Fathers who aren't in the children's lives. And these single mothers are trying to raise little boys, little girls,
100%.
and rear them the right way. And sometimes these little boys, I know I was one of them.
I was one of them.
They can be too much, and you just got to get them when they were young and spank them.
I was a little angel. Ask my mom.
I think it depends. It depends on your environment. I mean,
That's
we grew
where I
up.
was going.
We grew up in the hood. We grew up in New York, so obviously, our friends growing up were not the best examples.
Right. Yeah.
So it definitely depends on your environment, how you grow up, and your upbringing.
Absolutely.
I bet you they don't hit their kids in these suburban neighborhoods. I'm not saying that's but statistically that's probably not the case.
Timeouts.
Yes.
Timeouts.
Well, they don't anymore because the kids are fully aware of all this. It's like, you can't hit me, I'll just report you.
Exactly. I'll call the cops.
Timeouts.
And parents get scared by that shit.
Yep.
But it's not against the law to spank your kid.
No, it's not.
I remember I told my mom one
against the law.
time, my mom was going to whip my ass. She still whipped my ass, but I told her, if you whip my ass, I'm going to call the cops. And she's like, look, cabrón, here's the phone. By the time they get here, they're going to have a fucking reason to take your ass.
That's a Latino punchline right there.
I love
And
it.
she whipped my ass.
And she still whipped your ass, yeah.
I grew up like that. I did grow up like that, just like Tech C. I mean, I was bad growing up. I'd never listened.
Yeah,
I
this
was a
dude.
hard-headed ass
I've seen
motherfucker.
pictures of him when he was a teenager. I mean, straight Vato ganged out type
homie.
shit.
It's
Man.
all bad, man.
Yeah,
Homie.
yeah.
My mom whipped my ass. All
Well,
the
now
time.
he's
I
a
was
big
single.
teddy bear.
Yeah.
I am a big teddy
Yeah.
bear. I whip my ass all the time, and it's like, fuck, man. Like, I start thinking about shit. And
Single mom.
single mom.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my dad was there when he wanted to come over.
I
or whatever,
get it.
but,
I get it.
My dad would come over and he'll talk to me.
Yeah.
And there've been times where he'll talk to me and talk to me and talk to me, and it's like a couple hours. I'm like, fuck, just whip my ass so I can go out and play. You know what I mean? It's
That's
like,
funny.
like that. But that's the way it is. To this day, like I still respect my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect her a lot.
He does.
obviously.
He loves his mother. This
Yeah,
dude loves his mother.
it's
As you
one of-
should.
yeah. She's my mom, and my pops is still there, but there's a difference of respect, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. Like my mom, I love her to death, but she whipped my ass. Like I still think about that. Like,
Yeah, of course. It's traumatizing.
It's
Yeah, for
respect.
sure. Definitely.
Then my dad was more of a talker, so I kind of have a little more respect towards that.
So your dad never whipped your
Never,
ass?
my dad yelled at me one time.
You remember it too.
I was like, man, he
Yeah.
raised his voice. I'm never gonna forget that shit. He raised his voice one time to me. Man, I thought I was gonna shit my pants.
See,
His
what you-
disappointment crushed you.
Yeah. It's like, it was like a disappointment. I disappointed my dad, like
Yeah.
for something stupid. It's like, man. Since that day, I was like, okay. my
You see
dad.
what you're saying and what Susie said and what Texie said, and the thing that's the commonality here is that one time when your parent whipped you, or the two times, or every time your
Right.
dad yelled at you, whatever, you remember that shit.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. You do.
That is such a traumatizing thing.
But you know what? I don't think me getting whooped or disciplined would make me go out and want to shoot a crowd. Like that's
I couldn't
not.
do that.
No, you have to be-
my
you're
blood.
You know what?
fucked up.
Because you're strong-minded. That's the thing. These weak-minded
Yeah.
individuals that
You're
suffer
right.
from
Yeah.
abuse.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Man, it's like, and
They
sometimes
break
they
down,
call
yeah.
for a cry for attention, and
Yeah.
it's like, fuck, no one pays attention to me. They're either, they get bullied themselves in school,
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
so they want to take it out on everyone.
Your name should be Dr.
Well-
DJ. Dr. DJ Susie. She's so
And you know
educated,
what
right?
really
So smart.
what enforces that also, that's totally true. And only nowadays, we didn't have things to promote it. Nowadays, there's the internet. You can find anyone to support any feeling you have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't
for
matter
sure.
if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going
Yeah.
to find
and egg you on to.
Fuck
what you're
yeah.
doing.
Yep.
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 You know what sucks about the U.S. is that we're the only country in the modern world that this happens on a routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Routinely, it's crazy. You don't hear
The shooting
about mass
machine?
shootings
Yeah.
in third world countries.
No.
You hear maybe drug wars and
Yeah.
gang violence
Or
and shit
terrorist
like
attacks.
that.
They kill each
But
other.
people killing innocent people. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fucking
it's
right.
insane. And then we have a leader in power that kind of
Promotes.
instigates it in a way. So it's just like you confuse people. It's like hold on, you're calling Mexicans rapists and criminals, right? So then you go after these Mexicans because your president's kind of giving you that
Yeah.
that green light, let's get rid of them. So in your mind, if you're weak-minded, you're a weak-minded individual who's been abused or has been bullied in school, you want to take it out on them, especially if you have a racist.
Well, he's opened up the plague. He's opened up the field for racism for sure.
For sure.
Oh, hell
But
yeah.
then since the shootings, he comes out and says, "Oh, I couldn't." He doesn't.
It's the
racism
games.
is
It's the
bad."
video
bla-
games.
yeah.
The fuck
Yeah,
is a
he's
video
just-
game?
Mental
Well,
no, it's the
mental illness.
semi-automatic weapons. Is that you need a license to drive, but you don't need a license to buy a semi-automatic
Yeah,
weapon?
I've
Like, are
always
you
thought
kidding
that
me?
you
What's
need
going
to.
on?
They need to do more
Something
background
about that.
checks and limit the amount of firepower you need. You don't need that many.
Anytime anyone who says I'm going to grab a woman by the pussy does not have the power to call other people rapists. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
So
course not.
But it's okay. Shut the fuck up with that vato.
Like Chris Rock said,
Yeah, yeah,
you make the
that could be a whole
bullets
different
cost
subject.
$1,000 and
Because
nobody's
I could
gonna buy 'em.
debunk all that. Because honestly, without getting into it, this shit happens no matter who the fuck's president.
Yeah,
there's a
that's
bunch of
true.
crazy motherfuckers out there. The sad part is most of them are kids.
Yeah.
they're in their early fucking 20s.
Yeah.
If you can find the
High
ones
schoolers, too.
that'll actually give you information. I've been reading a bunch of articles and digging into it to find out the truth and if it's all true. But there's tons of people that hung themselves, killed their family, killed multiple people,
Yeah.
and they were all on fucking medication at a very young age.
that's the
Yeah.
problem right
So
there.
there's a lot of
That's true.
yeah. We can say that everything's affecting it, and I think it's just all the negativity.
So
I
that
don't-
would
I don't
lead
think
down
it's-
to the pharmaceuticals who promote all this fucking medicine. So they make pharmaceuticals are like the biggest drug deals. In the fucking
Oh,
world.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're putting they promote their drugs, dude, and they feed it to these kids. We work in the law enforcement, and they feed these drugs to these kids like nothing.
Yep.
Like,
So-
like, oh, you're having a little problem sleeping.
Yeah,
Oh, let
exactly.
me give you this.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
And
true.
this,
Very
and then they
true,
up
very
and
true.
up and up.
He
the
keeps
dose.
farting. Let's give him 2 cc's.
No, I experienced that with my dad. I mean, he was under the VA's care because they didn't have any other money, and he was a veteran, and he was in the VA for 10, 15 years. They did nothing but fucking over
Drug
medicate
'em
him.
up.
Yeah, that's what they do.
You know what? I may be wrong, but I think that during Trump's term thus far, there's been more mass shootings than
I agree.
than ever before.
There's been I think there was 200 and something mass shootings in this year alone.
Insane.
In
So I
this
think it
year
does
alone.
have a lot to do with who's.
When was
in
the Vegas
charge.
shooting? Was the Vegas
That was
shooting?
Yeah,
last
it was
year.
last year.
Last year.
No,
Like
that
a
was
year and a
2
half
years
ago. Yeah, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Trump was in office then.
Of
Yeah,
course
yeah,
he was.
Of course,
yeah,
yeah.
was.
Definitely. Yeah, and then the shooting in the Florida high
schools.
school.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, and then this was
Churches.
the yes, I mean, and then
The
the
Orlando
two
shooting,
the
right?
yes, and the
Yeah.
gay club, the two back-to-back shootings in less than 14 hours or 16 hours
That's
apart.
crazy.
Wow.
You know, it's insane.
It's sad, man. And how many more? How much? What I'm trying to say is to tell people my condolences, my condolences,
yeah,
my
that's it.
That's
It's
bullshit.
like do
man.
something about it.
But
I
what's
mean,
he
yeah.
supposed to do?
Yeah.
Gun reform.
Like I'm not going to stick up for him or anything because I mean you don't know me and other
Yeah.
people in the room don't know me, but I'm not for government, and I think if you pick a side, shame on you.
Yeah.
Because we're the people, and this is our country, and
Yeah.
they're supposed to serve us.
Exactly.
And they all have the same goal, and that's control.
Yeah.
So
money.
So I'm not going to sit here and say that just because he's there. I think he's a distraction, honestly.
He's a puppet.
He's a
bro.
distraction,
Just a
exactly.
puppet.
And he's just in the game, and the next president's going to do the same thing. He's go back and forth. He came in, he changed a bunch of shit. Some of us are like, yeah, I love it. And others are like, fucker. And then it's going to happen again at some point, someone else. And it's a big fucking vicious circle. We have to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That shooting that happened in that mosque, I think it was somewhere.
Paso?
No, it wasn't in the States. It was in another country. This guy went in there and shot up a bunch of people. The very next day, the prime minister of that country put
Canada.
it was, no, I don't know.
No, it was your European country.
Or it was
I
in
think
New
I know what
Zealand.
you're
Was it
talking
New Zealand?
Oh,
I
New Zealand,
think?
yes.
Remember
New Zealand,
they
yes.
put in a
Yes.
bill for gun reform the very next day that happened.
It was in
Wow.
New Zealand.
Yeah,
The
someone
guy went in there, he killed like 20-some people. or
Yeah,
something
he
like
did, and he recorded the whole thing like it was a
Wow.
video game.
Yeah.
And then the
And
next
I-
day they changed the law.
Yeah.
And then the next day,
what's
they
up.
did something about it. Yeah.
Well, I might have some shit, and I can tell you, I won't give it up. I'm one of those guys. I won't. I'm not out there doing anything wrong with it, dude.
Scully reminds me of one of those. This is America. This is my country. Don't touch me. I don't believe in politics.
I have that
America.
I have that part
Make
of
America.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Make America great again. Yeah, America. Make America great again. Get rid of all the Mexicans and all the blacks and all that stuff.
I believe that guess what? If you're, and I heard today that one of the council members in LA, whoever you are, fuck off. Okay, he wants to ban all assault rifles.
That ain't gonna happen.
Because some of the federal and the
They
state
did it once before.
Yeah, they don't cover certain ones.
Yeah.
And if you're a good shot, damn it, you don't need this gun. Well, I'm not a bad shot, so I'm getting all of them. Fuck off.
Well, I believe personally, I don't believe in guns. I believe that they should get rid of them all. And this is not the Wild Wild West. Let's go back to the days of when a man had an issue with another man. You use these.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I know it's
That's
not like
where I'm
old
going
man.
too.
You know.
And I support that as long as you take it from the fucking police and the government also.
Yes.
Don't just take it from the people, because now you're a victim.
Yeah.
But think about it. If we didn't have guns, guns were used maybe invented for people who couldn't defend themselves, weaker. Let's say I'm a small man and I'm with my woman and I love her, and then a bigger man just comes, I like your woman, and beat me upside the head and take my woman. But now I have a gun that can protect me and make him think twice about doing some shit like that. So guns are good in some ways, but and that was my little stupid example. But
Until he takes the gun from you. And then
Yeah.
exactly, yeah, and he pulls out his own gun. Exactly, my gun's bigger than yours.
You do
know,
have
so-
to be fast, accurate, and hope to God you don't hit somebody else.
Hey, but you know what? Pistols, handguns are so different from semi-automatic
Right,
weapons. Like
right.
we don't need AK-47s.
Exactly.
Like these people are shooting up, like
Yeah.
killing dozens of people in seconds. Like
that's
why
true.
do we need that type of machinery?
Only the
Right,
military should
right.
have that shit.
Only the military.
of
That's
course.
true.
Military.
That's where you
police.
should have some type of training or
You don't need
license
those
to have
guns
those type of
hunt,
guns.
And you don't need those guns to walk around the
Hell no.
city.
No, you
just-
don't. You
But I
don't.
mean, handguns are semi-automatic also. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like it's a one shot.
But the clips only hold like 10 bullets, so
15.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
only
I
the
mean,
military,
you can get quite a bit. I've heard about them. They're out there. They're just not in
yeah.
California.
military, the police, and Scully should only carry this type of guns.
You know what?
So it's-
You know what tripped me out about that? There was the video about the guy walking into the. He was walking into that Walmart, and he was already carrying the weapon. He was like ready to go. Like
Yeah,
did
but that's
anybody-
Walmart.
did-
Those people need to be eliminated.
But that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying
Sorry, I
is,
shouldn't have said that.
Did he get the ones that were
Have you
licking
seen
the
the
ice
people
cream?
in Walmart? You don't want those people reproducing or anything like that.
no man. But the thing is this, like,
Then going to Walmart at 1 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning when they're all like
Fuck.
fucking
Give
drug
me a
addicts.
semi-automatic, man. We can get rid of some of these. No, Bed Bath and Beyond. You don't touch those people. Though. Sorry. Go ahead.
idiot.
Go ahead, man.
no. But the thing is that when that fucker was coming in, like nobody saw him like coming in with a semi-automatic.
him.
Somebody had to
Didn't
see
say
him
shit, though.
and didn't say anything.
gun
like,
straight in
with a
his
damn
hand, he
gun,
just-
ready to go. Like
He didn't have it. In
Like, what the
He
fuck?
probably thought it was a
Insane.
prop or something.
bro.
Someone should have at least asked him for his receipt.
I would have taken that motherfucker out, bro.
That's what they always do at Walmart.
Yeah,
huh?
hey, you can't just bring that in here. Do you have a receipt? The return desk's over there.
yeah.
He would have been like, oh,
bad.
okay.
See, and I think that's what happened. People thought, oh, he's just bringing in a fucking gun. No, motherfucker.
I mean, they sell guns at Walmart.
Yeah.
So,
They do.
Yeah.
Especially
So
in Texas.
Let me get through these here. Spanking becomes ineffective over time. You mentioned that. Over time, children who are spanked, spanking becomes ineffective over time. When children are spanked, they don't learn how to make better choices, and eventually spanking stops becoming a deterrent. Okay, corporal punishment damages the relationships between the child and the caregiver over time. Spanking leads to a lower IQ. Okay. more spank, the slower the child's mental development. Okay, basically you're whipping the child's brains out. Literally, that's what happens. Okay,
I'm a little slow.
remember the Trevisos of the world and stuff like that. I'm a winner, sir.
I'm a winner.
Too many shoes hit you in the head.
It leads to difficulty developing a loving relationship with future partners. So if you're trying to have a relationship and got whipped all the time, you may have a loving relationship with your partner, but if you have children together, you may have a difference on how you want to raise the child, and usually that can lead to problems in a relationship. Okay. Now, despite all these negative consequences, according to a poll conducted in 2015, over 82% of Americans privately support corporal punishment. But the AAP suggests corporal punishment alternatives. Okay, so let's get into some alternatives. We got a few minutes. Number one, you guys tell me yay or nay, okay?
Yay.
Number one, take away certain privileges like electronics, phones, things like that.
Yes.
Okay, that helps.
Especially nowadays, it works way. But back in the day, when you had a switch taken to you, there was nothing else to take away. Hey, don't play with that squirrel, boy. You're in trouble.
Come back in.
Yeah, you take away the phone or the Wi-Fi connection, cut that fucking thing off. They're done, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole world comes unglued.
Yeah.
Every kid like 4 and up, dude, walking around with a fucking.
Yeah, watch
True. Take
the
it away.
power. I have 2 daughters, and one's 20, one's 16 right now. I tell you what, dude, the power went out. Anytime the power goes out, that's the only time you really saw them. Like, you forget you had kids when the power goes out. Like, all the doors fly open, the kids come out.
Like,
Oh, what do we do? What do we do?
Yeah,
Oh, you're here.
Perfect.
Okay, so number two, this is for younger children only, not older children, okay? You can't do this with a damn teenager. Timeouts. Timeouts work when they're younger. Timeout, Timmy. Everybody heard that one, right? You guys agree with that really quick? We got a few seconds.
They even saying timeouts is traumatizing.
I'm going to say no because kids nowadays like their timeout.
Yeah.
They like to just sit and
Because then they can get on their
they can
phones.
just be in their room and it's cool.
Get on the phone, leave me alone, Mom. Okay. Restitution. Okay, what that is assign them an extra chore when they fuck up. Make them
Yes,
do the
100%.
dishes or
Yeah,
take the trash out, wash the laundry, stuff like that. Okay,
do
number
that.
4, Susan. Okay, Susie, I'm sorry. But you've been so
Susan,
doctorish today. I want to call you Dr.
You know
Susan.
what's funny?
Susan.
No one,
Yeah.
when people meet me and I tell them my name is Susie, they don't believe me. They're like, "You don't look like a Susie." I'm like, "That's my name."
You're so smart and intelligent. I tell you, you're just as intelligent. You're very beautiful, okay, and your looks. How can I say this?
It throws a
my
guy
God,
off.
You're
thank
intelligent.
you.
You're fucking up, bro. Man, I'm fucking up because usually my game is better than this.
No, you've been all fucked
You're
up.
just as smart, as beautiful as you are. You know what I mean?
that
Like
is
you're
so
very
sweet.
high level of beauty. You have a high level of intelligence.
Do you know why?
Why is
Because
that?
I grew up with my brothers.
Fuck
Your
yeah.
brothers,
There you
that's
go.
what's up. Give the men the credit. That's what's up.
All right.
Fuck him up. She can fuck you up, dude. She can.
Where yet are you the youngest?
I'm actually my dad was quite the pimp in his heyday. So I have a few half brothers, but I have 3 older than me and 3 younger. So I'm the middle
You're in a
child.
good
Middle
spot.
child, that's what's up. We got to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm so sorry. Number 4, use logical consequences. If your child breaks something, make them earn money to fix it. Number 5, establish a reward system like allowances. Take that away from them when they fuck up. And before we get out of here, Susie, we do this thing here before we get into our Mexican word of the week. Let the people know how they can contact you or where they'll see you next. What's your next event is coming? You know, what's coming up? What's the next thing for Susie?
Well, I just want to say thank you guys for having me, and I
cool.
do
Thank you.
appreciate the
Thank you for coming,
opportunity.
yes.
You guys have been so much
Appreciate
fun.
it,
This is
yes.
exactly what I needed because I've been so stressed from
you're
all the
gonna come back.
traveling.
Oh, this
come
show
back.
is so therapeutic.
We
We
don't
don't
love
even
it.
talk
We
about
don't
I
do
love it.
stress.
Right.
Awesome. I love that. I actually have a huge project coming up.
Nice.
You know, DJs, when they do mixes, they normally upload to SoundCloud, Mixcloud, or YouTube, but there's never a visual. I decided to do a 6-minute mix
Right.
on Ableton. So it's a produced mix with a music video attached to it.
Nice.
So I rented out a house in Beverly Hills, and I had all these girls come out and just twerk for me. So that's coming up soon.
Coming up soon. How they'll
Where are
be
you
able to
going
catch it
to
on
post that?
I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel. But
There you go. I was just
yeah.
going to ask. Yeah. So sorry. We got to get out of here. So thank you so much for being here, Susie
Thank you.
DJ. That's
Thank
what's
you guys.
up.
Appreciate it.
All right. Okay. So last words here. We do this thing called Mexican Word of the Week with Vato V. Vato V, what is our Mexican word of the week?
Defender.
Defender. How is defender our Mexican word of the week?
My lady wrecked my car, but thank God nothing happened to the grill. Just defender.
All right, folks. So catch us next week. You can catch our next topic is alpha males Are alpha males more attractive than Mr. Nice Guys? Who do you prefer? Okay, that's going to be.
Can I come for that?
Oh, hey, you can come anytime. You can come anytime.
You can go
And
back.
I do mean come. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I had to get that out of here. Okay.
bad.
All right. So catch us next week, folks. Catch us anytime. www.thementalityshow.com. Past episodes on YouTube. LA Talk Radio, Facebook Live. Catch us now on iTunes, Google Play. And I already said iHeartRadio. Next show, Rebecca, the psychic, is coming up. That should be a great one. Catch her.
right.
We'll see you folks next week. Remember, folks, in life, you're good, but with our help, you could be the best. We'll see you next week, folks.
Have a good one.
You're listening to The Mentality Show, only on LA Talk Radio.